Hello, just a little bit of help with this particular question that some of you appear to be struggling with. So these are your genetic diversity and adaptation questions. I just thought I'd point you to this here. Keep in mind that these are questions about natural selection. So use the guidelines in the PowerPoint to help answer the selection part. So don't attempt these questions until you have actually done the lesson, because they won't make a lot of sense to you. So looking at question 1, lactose is the main sugar in milk and is hydrolyzed by the enzyme lactase. So lactase is essential to newborn mammals as milk is their only source of food. Most mammals stop producing lactase when they start feeding on other food sources. Humans are an exception to this because some continue to produce lactase as adults. The ability to continue producing lactase is known as lactase persistence and is controlled by a dominant allele. A number of hypotheses based on different selection pressures have been put forward to explain LP, which is lactase persistence, in humans. One hypothesis for LP in humans suggests that the selective pressure was related to some human populations farming cattle as a source of milk. So the question is, describe how farming cattle as a source of milk could have led to an increase in lactase persistence. So remember, we are talking about natural selection here. So natural selection involves genetic diversity in a population. So the genetic diversity in this particular example is going to be either the presence or the absence of this dominant allele. So the allele that confers lactase persistence. Okay? So you need to try to answer this question using the guidelines for how natural selection happens, which is present on one of the slides in the PowerPoint. Try to answer this question about natural selection, thinking about the selection pressure. So what is the selection pressure? Is it advantageous or disadvantageous to be able to drink milk? Why is it advantageous or disadvantageous to be able to drink milk? Okay, and then talking about how the allele will then possibly increase in frequency in the population. Okay, so give that a go. So that one's a nice 4-mark question. Use the information provided to explain why the number of people showing LP would rapidly increase once selection for this condition has been established. Well, think about it. Why do you think that it would be selected for? And why do you think it would be selected for rapidly? Why? I mean, that suggests that it is advantageous. Why is it so advantageous? Okay. Lactase persistence is caused by a mutation in DNA. This mutation does not occur in the gene for lactase. Slightly unfairly, this one really is tipping into year 13 work because it says here if the mutation doesn't occur in the gene coding for lactase. So it's got to be happening somewhere else. What else can affect whether or not a gene is transcribed? Well, you need transcription factors in order to transcribe a gene. Maybe something's happening with the transcription factors. Slightly unfair, this one, I will say, because we've only just mentioned transcription factors. You only really learn about them properly in year 13. So try and answer this question thinking about other proteins, mutations in other proteins that might affect the transcription of the LP gene. This one's a bit of maths. So you've done some serial dilutions in practicals, I'm pretty sure. So just try this. Just give them all your best shot. Just see what you can do. Okay. Again, a bit more maths. Actually, this is maths and a method, I think. So it's describe. Sorry, this is describe how he made a 1 in 10 dilution, and then use this to make a 1 in 1,000. So it's not just the maths. You actually have to give the description of the method that you're using in the laboratory. So describe the method, okay? To use this, look at all these highlighted words, these words in bold, not any old dilution, this particular one that they're talking about, okay? This is the maths. So see if you can figure this one out. And this one is a bit about sort of reliability, accuracy. So I'll let you think about that. And then here we tip back into natural selection type questions. So suggest and explain one reason why bacteria resistant to tetracycline are more common than bacteria resistant to streptomycin in these farm animals. So again, start thinking about alleles that are present, selection pressures, and again, for this one as well. Okay, I hope that helps. Don't expect to get them all right. It's okay. These are new questions and it's a new topic and you're being taught in a very unusual way. So just give it a go and then I'll give you the mark scheme when you hand it in next week. Okay, so good luck with that.